Hey Libra, how are we this week? Just doing your weekly readings. This week we are sort of looking at a little bit of whatever wants to pop on out. We are focusing on, balance just a little bit here because one of the main decks I am using is the Yin Yang Oracle today. Okay, so that does really encompass balance. But we will sort of looking for important messages for you and working from their sort of energy, but please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Not only do I really, really appreciate that, but everyone that does subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on one of my videos, you will actually go in the draw for a free personal reading. I will be drawing that when we hit 222. Okay, so make sure you do leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that, and hopefully I will be drawing that very, very soon. Like I said, using the Yin Yang Oracle, the Lenormand deck I am using, I have the Terra Lenormand. And I also do have the Inner Child Oracle. So that's kind of like an affirmation deck. It's got some interesting messages as well. But this Yin Yang Oracle, it's a lovely deck. I've worked with this quite a bit before, but this is my first time actually owning it. So I'm excited to use that for readings in the future. But we'll get started for you, Libra. We're going to draw you 3 of those, and then we'll delve into those individually. Okay, Libra. What does Libra need to be aware of right now? Important messages for Libra. That is way too many. You can tell cards are brand new when they throw that many cards out of a deck. Okay, just having a quick look so we can recognize those if they do pop back out. But that was too many. I won't be taking those. Libra. Important messages for Libra. What does Libra need to know right now? Okay. So the first card we have for you is the Fears card, which does talk about fears and limitations. Okay, a lot of the time I do feel as though that's talking a lot to you here, Libra, about your own self-imposed limitations, the things that it's kind of like, I'm scared to try this, so I'm just going to tell myself, oh, I can't do that. You tell yourself you can't do something because, there's this inner part of you that is actually scared to try. All right. We do have Control, the Tactics card coming through here. All right. Some interesting imagery there. That may mean something for somebody, but overall, I'm kind of getting this coming off that limitations card, where some of these limitations, these fears that you have that you can't do something, it's because you need to control that. It's a tactic. Your limitations that you're putting on yourself is kind of a tactic for you to control all the situations around you. If you're in control of it, you can have those self-imposed limitations and not being pushed too far past your limit there. But we also have Change and Courage. All right, which is a great card to be rounding out those 2 others there, because it's showing us that there is the potential for you to overcome those fears with courage and change those self-imposed limitations and change that self-control tactic that you're using on yourself here. At the bottom of the deck, I do have the Inner Child Healing card as well. So that's actually, interesting to see the Inner Child card when I am using the Inner Child deck toward the end. So we'll focus a little bit more on that at the end. But for now, we're going to have a look at your fears and limitations. Okay, Libra. Fears and limitations card for Libra, please. Yeah, so firstly, we're seeing the clouds energy here, Libra, which the clouds is you overthinking every little thing. Once again, it's moving a little bit into that control territory as well. This is the way that you're thinking about things, the way that you're thinking through all the potential negative consequences. But when I do see this energy, I kind of want to always say, but are you seeing the silver lining in those clouds? Are you looking for the potential positive outcomes as well? Or are you just sort of overthinking all these negative outcomes? Because something that happens quite commonly with the clouds energy is you kind of get so wrapped up in your own thoughts. You start, overthinking every little thing, that it actually leads you to very clouded judgment, confusion, overthinking to the point of anxiety and even depression as well. For some of you, there may be this little storm cloud above you of anxiety or depression issues. I do understand that not all of us can be normal. That's such a weird word. I normal is so boring. But I myself am neurodivergent. So to me, normal, I don't even understand what normal is most of the time. But so I definitely understand the depression and the anxiety side of things a little bit more than I understand, normal. But basically, what I'm sort of getting at there is these are the way that you're thinking is what's putting those limitations on you yourself. You're fearful. That's why you're overthinking the potential bad outcomes, because you're fearful that that bad outcome will be the only outcome for all the situations in your life. For a lot of you, I do have that clouds has come out with the tower there, but we also have the garden as a single card for that as well. So I do feel as though for a lot of you, this is, thinking about like the garden is about, it's a society type card. It does talk about social energy. So I'm feeling that this is like your own personal fear of social pressure, your own personal fear of judgment from social groups, friends, family, loved ones, that you're going to be judged for certain things here and there, but also, that you're overthinking this, and you're putting those thoughts onto others around you. You can never really judge what somebody else is thinking. We all do think a little bit differently, and you're telling yourself that you're fearful that people are going to dislike this or be annoyed by that, and that's actually this presumption of society and of what your social peers are expecting of you. That's actually creating limitations for you as well, but from yourself. You're doing that yourself is what I'm kind of getting here, Libra. You have this fear of I don't want to go to the full point of saying fear of abandonment, but it's kind of more of a fear that you're not going to fit in. No one wants to hang out with you if you act a certain way, if you say certain things, and you're allowing that fear to put these limits on you and making you behave differently to how you maybe truly want to behave, especially in social situations, your public face, so to speak. With that tower coming through as well, we may also be seeing that I am getting here someone that may be very afraid of solitude. You may have a fear of solitude, and that's why we're seeing the garden, and that tower with the fears there, because the garden is the very social one, and you seem to be a bit afraid of the limitations you're perceiving others to put on you, your social groups to be putting on you here. But with the tower, this is something that you're putting on yourself. It feels as though you actually may be afraid of spending too much time by yourself, because that's when these thoughts start to take over, and you have trouble not overthinking things when you're alone, is what I'm getting with that tower card. So you're trying to, I feel like with that garden here, you're trying to get out and about and be very sociable, just to avoid being by yourself, being put in this tower, up there like Rapunzel, where stuck up in the tower or by yourself, where all you can do is sort of think. So you kind of are trying to avoid that a little bit here. I feel, Libra. The tower can also talk about, overthinking about things from your past. And overthinking, maybe the foundations that you are laying within social groups as well. So, and for someone here, there is definitely something that there's a fear of. I don't want to say, I don't feel like it's an out and out like fear, but it's a limitation that you've presented to yourself in regard to authority figures. Okay, so you may be sort of, it's coming across a little bit as a limitation that is sort of coming across a little bit as prejudice that, you, you know, and I'm not going to deny that I'm not very great with authority figures myself. I do have a little bit of a with authority. Um, but that's what I'm picking up. I'm just picking that up for maybe one or two of you, that there is something presenting here about, clashing with authority, and to be aware that that's actually coming from a self-imposed limitation, that somehow that's connected to a fear that you actually have. And I feel as though for whoever that is, that you're not actually understanding the deeper meaning of why you are that way when it comes to authority. All right, because once again, we're coming back to that control again, Libra. I'm getting a Libra here who does like to be in control, which, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm the last person to be speaking about that. I'm definitely somebody who likes to be in control of, things. I'm just, that's probably why I'm not a big fan of authority, because I like to be the one, with the authority, the one in control. So, I totally get that one. But it's kind of talking about this being a tactic to deal with your fears, just like we saw here that you're avoiding solitude a little bit as a tactic to avoid your thoughts and overthinking things. The need to control is partly what's putting limitations on you here. Okay, Libra. Okay, Libra and control. Libra and control, please. Okay, so we do have the flowers, the bouquet there, as well as the stalk. All right, so the stalk is all about stirring things up, getting new ideas, new perspectives on things, and really stirring things up for yourself. The bouquet is all about giving. You being in that energy of giving and receiving as well. So, with that control kind of stuff, it's talking about, for every time that you give your control over something, needing to actually start be more aware of receiving control from others as well. So allowing it to flow both ways is what the flowers is kind of trying to tell us here. The flowers is all about reciprocal energy. So it's kind of really trying to remind you that, if you're feeling the need to be in control, so are a lot of other people, and you're needing to receive as well as give. Okay, you can't just give and give and give and give and give all the time. That sometimes you do actually need to sit back and receive and allow somebody else to take control and just receive what they've got to give you. Time, love, energy, that control. I really feel as though it's time for you, Libra, to try new ideas on how you can receive instead of giving all the time. How can you allow yourself to just sit back and receive that time, love, energy, and allow somebody else to be in control of how much they're giving you. I'm sort of feeling here, Libra, that there is this energy of you have all the ideas on how to give and how to give and how to give. And if somebody else is not giving in the same way that you are, that you kind of want to control that, and you want to tell them you're not giving in the right way, but at the end of the day, it's like a two-way street, okay? Just because you give in a certain way doesn't mean that that's how other people receive. And just because you receive in a certain way, that's not necessarily how other people give. So it's asking you to be a little bit more aware of that, and releasing control to others around you here a little bit. All right, and then we have that change, the courage card, which is, the one I want to focus on, because that's where we see the, the change and the courage to overcome all this stuff for you here, Libra. Okay, Libra and courage. Libra and courage. We have the house and the child. Okay, so once again, I'm seeing that inner child reference. We do have the child here. Like I said, on the bottom of the deck, we had the inner child card, and then we are using the inner child deck. So we are seeing a lot of inner child energy, that playfulness, and this is within the things that you're stable and comfortable in, the things that you're secure in. A lot of the time, this is going to be in your family dynamic, with the house energy, obviously your home, but things around your home as well. It can be talking about being a little bit more playful, adventurous, and finding the courage to really let that inner child free. Okay, the inner child wanting to burst free from all this structure kind of energy, that you're safe to do so. You do have this little safety bubble around you where you are safe to, be a little bit wild and free, and build sandcastles, and all those sorts of things, go on the swings, all that sort of stuff. So I do feel as though it's directing you to, have the courage to let that sweet, innocent child out to play, instead of controlling everything, and allowing yourself to be in a very structured, controlling type energy, needing to be in that more free flowing, childlike energy, where you're just sort of, looking for the adventure everywhere you go, rather than looking for, oh, what do I have to do? What can I give to? How do I give to? All this sort of stuff. So I do feel as though, for a lot of you, it's kind of you letting down your hair and allowing yourself to be just a little bit free, and finding this new beginning within yourself, starting these new journeys within yourself, where you're having the courage to, really let your inner child out, and express yourself, in a very sort of childlike, innocent, playful, adventurous way. But I'll go into that a little bit more here with these inner child oracle. Okay, Libra. Advice for Libra to find balance here. We do have inspiration. My vision and enthusiasm are uplifting. Okay, so using that vision of what your inner child, how your inner child sees the world, and your enthusiasm for the world, okay, rather than being afraid. We do see those limitations that you've placed upon yourself, telling yourself that you need to act a certain way, behave a certain way. Once you free yourself from those self-imposed limitations, and really just be inspired to just be yourself, Libra, your vision and enthusiasm are uplifting, and you will be uplifted. Okay. We also have heart wisdom. I quiet my mind to hear the song of my heart. So I do feel as though that's going back to what we talked about with that tower energy, where there is a little bit of fear here about being by yourself, and being in solitude, being up in your tower by yourself here. So your heart wisdom is actually telling you that, it's not that you're by yourself, it's that you're, in solitude, to give yourself time to quiet your mind and truly listen to the song of your heart, to listen to your soul here, Libra. Listen to who is Libra, who is that beautiful little Libra child deep down within you, and really getting back in touch with yourself. So personally, I would sort of advise here, Libra, that it may be very important for you to actually spend some time by yourself, even if it feels like you kind of have to force yourself to do so. But make sure you do it in a very childlike kind of way. So think of it as if a child escaping their parents, and I'm free. I can do whatever I want, and I can sit here and eat chocolate ice cream, and there's no one to stop me. Kind of having that sense of adventure about being by yourself for a little while, and really, enjoying being by yourself, and being able to stop and listen to the sound of your own heart, and what is your own heart trying to tell you here. Okay, having the courage to face your heart, face yourself, face your soul. Okay, so that you can start to, change these fears and limitations that you've put on yourself. All right, well, that's what we have for you today, Libra. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Do leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.